boys. Okay, let me put you guys down quickly. Get this out. Yeah. Oh wow, I've never actually pulled this plug out. This plug is huge. Alright boys. And whoever else is watching, if there's anything else, so be it. We have a block. An air suspension block. We are fittings, all to match. We're going to be building something insane, I hope. This is going to be a block going in a box. I will get my phone out so I can show you guys basically the design. I'm going to do my best to try and show you guys everything that's happening. Alright, here you go. This is it. I know it doesn't look like a lot. That's because it isn't. I drew this at work. This is basically the design. We're going to change one section of it. These pipes that are coming out the side going down, they're going to be going to the right. It's nothing too crazy, at least in my mind. I don't know yet. We're going to be finding out soon. But that's basically what I'm going to try and build out of this, with a lot of hard lines. I've got some aluminium hard lines here from a previous build that I'm going to try and salvage as much pieces as possible. Considering the size of these pieces, there's a good chance I can use a lot of this for it. And if need be, I do have some spare hardline here, and if we need more, we'll buy more. We are going to need more for the rest of the boot, but I'm just getting you guys started, showing you where we're at. I'm basically going to be just building a box that holds the valves, and then it's going to progress. This is going to be quite a lengthy build, and this is basically day one of, I feel like, the next few months, so you guys aren't going to see this for a while. If you guys are wondering, I started filming this today is what? I think today's like the 3rd or the 4th of July. So I'm even interested myself to see when it gets finished, but that's basically it. It's going to be sick. I'm going for probably the craziest build I've seen. Or I'm trying to challenge myself whilst also making something fully functional with hard lines, without dummy pipes, because I mean I love dummy pipes, but it's only even more impressive when it actually fully functions. So that's basically where we're at. I'm going to pop you guys on the tripod, try and get a nice little angle a little bit higher today, so you guys can see everything really nicely. Well, you just watch me go through the design process and figure out how exactly we're going to make this thing. Because I haven't figured it out yet, but we're going to get started. Enjoy. Where I'm at, and it looks kind of funky. It's not all going to be angled like this will all be straight and so forth. The only one that's really going to be angled is this one, just slightly down to the rest so that it clears these two over here. So it's basically going to sit like that. She's a little bit skew. I'll straighten that out still, but this is basically the gist of it. And these are all going to lay out like this, and then the box is going to be visible from above. I'll be honest, it is feeling a little bit bare up top here, but it's not so bad. I think it'll be alright. You don't want to overdo it. Like, we already got quite a hectic look going on, and it's definitely working better than I expected, so I'm quite happy with it. She just needs a little bit of fine tuning here and there, but otherwise so far so good.
how's it, guys? So yeah, just an update on what's been happening. So we bought the box. Here's the box here. It's taken apart. I'll explain why. This is the valve block here, which is in the middle of this box. We are happy with the way the valve block. Geez, I can't even English. We are happy with the way the valve block jeepers sits inside the box with the way the pipes are run with the fittings. And now we are going to vinyl wrap the inside of the box gloss black.
Okay.
Nice kicks for you as well.
So here we have it.
We have vinyl wrapped the box.
Box is vinyl wrapped. We haven't done the one side panel just because it keeps it open. I don't know. I low-key kind of dig the look with it being open.
That's what I thought.
We might play with it. We'll see. We still have the other side panel there and vinyl for it, but this is basically it. We don't have enough fittings for everything, so because we wanted to do some testing before we did everything. Some pipes need to be cut a little bit shorter, but this is basically the gist of it. So when you open the boot, this is basically what you'll see. There's going to be this panel will have Perspex window over here, and there'll be LEDs hidden over here and here, or at the top and bottom. I'm still deciding where, and that'll basically shine over everything. So that's basically it. I will update you guys when we get a little bit further on, but that's for the gist of it. This is where we're sitting at. I think it looks sick, mate. LMR, what's up? What's up? We are busy with the boot again. You guys actually haven't seen the car itself, so well, you have once before. I don't actually know. We haven't done we did a cinematic of the car when it was finished being bagged, but we're now working on the boot, so you guys can see the interior. We've taken the panels out, the side panels and the seat, and we're stripping out the rear. There's not going to be any seats in the car when no rear seats, I should say. So we're working on the boot for sound system, and then we're going to be moving the tank and compressor over just for the time being. Get a functioning sound system today, and then hopefully figure out the rest. I don't know. I've got the sound system here. I'm gonna follow this with showing you guys everything in the sound system, but we might continue doing a little bit of work before I show you guys everything, because there's no point pulling all of it out now, because I don't really have any space. But I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod, and you can just see what we're busy with. guys. We're busy with the car LMR. Yeah, bro. I mean, it is what it is. We are busy with the Honda again, boys. Last you saw, we finished this box. We're getting ready to disassemble the current system and then start porting over this one. Cars are already jacked up on jack stands. That jack stand over there is useless. Jordan's sitting in the car trusting it with his life. I mean, props to him, but it is what it is. We're going to set you guys up. There's not much talking going on in this part, I don't think. We're going to just try and figure out how we're going to mount the box and then the tank above it, all the new parts over here, and then yeah. And Sean's battery is charging over there because it's so yeah. And Jordan's going to moan about how I keep swearing in the videos. Okay, we'll get to it. Shot. Welcome back. This is day 2 of the car living at the house, basically. Here we have it. I'm going to try and show you guys where we're at. This is as far as we got last night. Got the box standing on its own, this piece standing. This one's not completely mounted. So the car's a mess, just put everything in here. But I'll try and see if I can boost the ISO so you guys can see what's going on. So at the moment we've got this bracket that's basically holding up there, and then there's a little foot below it that holds the other side of the box, and then this plank is the same thing. There's a foot on this side and the other side over there, and then this piece over here holding it. So she's coming along quite nicely. Today, shit, that ISO needs to go down. Alright. Today we're basically going to try and crack on a little bit more. The good thing is we got to see enough space as well now, so I know basically how much space we need for compressors and everything like that. We need to figure out the covering of this end behind the seats, because there's still like spacing, which isn't the end of the world, but we want it to be as neat as possible. And then pedestal for the tank, the height of the tank, and then our face plate that goes over everything. And then we need to start planning out the hard lines. Once I have the face plates all ready to go, then I can basically start figuring out where we're going to put the where we can run the hard lines. So there's a little bit of a headaches on that, but it's not the end of the world. We'll figure that out. The nice thing is the way we built it, everything can basically just be detached and come out the car. So we're gonna set up, get everything out the car again, get everything nice and neat, and then start cracking. Alright guys, so this is basically it. I know that one's nothing's fuss yet, but this is basically the setup with the pipes. Everything's looking really awesome. It's coming out quite sick. He's still got seats that are coming in and so forth, but this will probably be the seats that the car will go to slam in the lake in. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to tackle we have to bore out the holes for those pipes and the fittings down there, then make the beauty panels to cover up the box. Well, not cover the box, but to cover the seam between the boards, as well as that seam over there, and then a nice little cover for the port as well, and then obviously fill these gaps over here. So that's all going to have to happen. We'll figure that out soon. Like I said, that'll be tomorrow's headache. I'm going to call it early today. I've been working all day, so we'll just see how it goes. Besides, the camera also needs a flip and clean, but this thing is disgusting. Cheers. Alright guys, so we're busy putting everything, got to lay my first piece of material. I was actually so excited to do this because this is a new material I've never worked with, but it's had like a nice stretch to it, so I thought it might handle the corners really well, and boy oh boy did it. Let me focus up here. Obviously there's a little bit of a crease there, that's very minimal, but like what you would normally get from like a normal hard material, trying to bend a corner is, it's not impossible, but it's next to impossible. So I've always wondered how the guys do that and get those really clean finishes. If you look at the builds like Marley and them do, their stuff's insane and everything's so smooth around the corners. I'm assuming it's just really good contact adhesive plus a decent material, and this one's really worked in my favor. I don't know if we have enough of it for all the trim pieces. I really hope we do, because I think if I can, I've looked at all the pieces that I still need to do. It's quite a bit. But for the first test piece, that worked really well. We are going to be able to now move over to actually covering this base piece, which is going to be in a really cool material. This one's going to be a lot tougher though, because this is some like really tough material. But you guys should be able to see the tactile? Either way, it's textured, but also has a pattern. That's what I'm. So I've got to make sure to keep my pattern straight as well. That's something I'm really trying to think about. So the pattern has to go on dead straight. It is a bit difficult to see okay, you can kind of see the pattern from the other side, so I hope that helps me when I straighten everything out. But yeah, so far so good. I just put the tank on and then bolted it down with the fasteners at the bottom. I don't know if I showed you guys that I made like a bolt system, so that basically holds the tank down. It goes right through everything, just to because the glue obviously below this is holding the pieces down, so I just want that glue to compress a little bit, especially at the bottom of the material. So I just clamped it down as hard as I could, and then that's probably going to sit for another 5 minutes or so.
and then we will move over to getting the fresh glue on and the covering the main panel, or second main panel. Then we have to look at covering this in material. This one's not going to be too bad, thankfully. The material will come up till about the port over here. I know this is dark, let me just brighten this up. There we go. Up until here, because there's going to be a trim piece that will cover all along here. So as long as the material covers 90% of the sub box, then we should be good. Once that's done, then we can move over to the valve box. Everything's out of the valve box. You guys would have seen that when I was working on the valves. I connected the fittings and, you know, Teflon taped and sealed them so they're ready to go. And then we're going to move over to, yeah, and then you can see, I know it looks absolutely hideous, but I bored out the holes behind the fittings so that I can mount, or so that it's easier for me to tighten the fittings over. Some scary stuff, but hey, I've been rambling for about 3 minutes. I'll probably cut the short.
Oh, jeez, bro.
Obviously we still have the trim pieces, like these trim pieces are gonna still come, the trim piece between here, but the material came up better than I expected.
Jesus.
I made sure as well with the measurements, so like everything's symmetrical.
Okay.
So like this is dead center where this pattern meets, so everything lines exactly where it's supposed to be. Same thing, like this is where they meet over there and meet at the same point over there. So I made it as perfectly symmetrical as possible while still like carrying the look.
This is sick, bro.